Find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Here's Jim Talamonte in the AM 560 Traffic Center.
Edens Expressway outbound traffic is slow from Peterson to Niles Center. It's 17 minutes from Montrose to Lake Cook. Inbound 16. Eastbound Spur is tight. Waukegan Road to the Edens. Inbound Kennedy, delays begin at Canfield. 29 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 17 from Montrose, 10 in the Express. Outbound 22 minutes to the airport. Inbound Eisenhower. 36 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 31. Stevenson, 31 minutes, 355 to the drive. Ryan, 19 minutes from 95th. Northbound Lakeshore Drive is heavy from the Stevenson to Roosevelt. Northbound Tri-State from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. Farther south, earlier truck fire at Halstead cleared. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer Show continues next. Now your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Steve Williams.
Today, hazy sunshine, a warm day. High should be about 83. Partly cloudy tonight, low 60. Partly sunny, a breezy start tomorrow. It'll be a nice afternoon, though. A high tomorrow at 67. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
It's currently 63 degrees. Your next news update in 30 minutes. Continuous coverage of news, traffic, and weather at 560theanswer.com. I'm Elisa Z. Now the latest from the Fox Business Network on AM 560 The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, and your Alexa-powered smart speaker, on TuneIn, iHeart, and radio.com. This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Tried to assassinate those two cops in Compton. They thought they may have had the suspect cornered last night, but it turned out to be a carjacker with no relation to the shooting of those two police officers.
It seems like it's taking such a long time considering all the surveillance out there, you know? But they'll get him eventually. Can't hide forever.
So as those sorts of incidents continue to occur, we mentioned earlier in the show, there was a U.S. Marshal who was guarding a federal courthouse in Phoenix who was shot, a drive-by shooting yesterday. Thankfully, the bullets hit his vest. He's going to be okay. But as those incidents continue to occur, you're starting to get more of a response from the public, a more demonstrative response in the form of rallies for police officers and rallies just really for the rule of law. Law-abiding citizens don't want police to stand down, and we've got some rallies coming up here in the Chicagoland area.
We have one tonight at 6 o'clock outside the 16th Police District. See what they're doing there, 16th. It's September 16th, 6 p.m., 16th District. Back the Blue rally, and the FOP president will be speaking, and others are going to be speaking, including a police officer who was shot. And you have to go to the event tonight. It's going to be outdoors, and I hope all of you come.
We've got an event coming up, and not we, but another event coming up. This is to celebrate free speech and the freedom to assemble, to say things like we should be a society that's committed to law and order. We should be a society that's committed to peaceful resolution of disputes and disagreements, not symbolic takings and other riotous conduct. This in Homer Glen, just want to make note of this, GOP Jamboree in Homer Glen this Friday. Sheriff David Clark, David Dorn's widow, the St. Louis police officer who was gunned down, his widow, Ann Dorn. You heard her at the GOP convention.
Oh, she was amazing.
This is at Cano Farms in Homer Glen. Tickets are $35 for adults, $10 for children, 50% off ticket price for military and first responders. GOPJamboree.com is where you go to get more information about the event and to buy tickets.
To buy tickets. Are you going to be attending?
I'll be playing golf.
Okay. Wait, where's Dan? He's in the bathroom. That's what I always tell people.
For more on the GOP Jamboree and all of these sorts of events, the organization of them, we're pleased to be joined by Ashley Ramos. She is the organizer with Back the Blue. Ashley, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. Is this all coming together? I would think that people who are disgusted by what they're seeing in the news in terms of the lawlessness and the appeasement by politicians would be pretty energized to take an opportunity like these rallies to show their support and express their views.
Yes, we've seen a lot of positive interaction, a lot of support. And then we've had some snafus too, actually. I have to send out a huge thank you to the GOP Jamboree. And then also, as a surprise note, on Saturday, the people of Edison Park found out about the issue that I was having, and a bunch of local businesses got together and said, no, we're going to welcome Andorn to Chicago. Back to Blue Events was actually supposed to have an event in a different area, and they actually told us that we were not welcome at the last minute. And so Andorn was going to come up here, and I had no event venue because they told me no at the last minute. And so I reached out to the GOP, and I said, hey, you guys are doing this event. Can Andorn come? She's got a message, and she's such a beautiful person. She needs this opportunity, and I think Chicago needs this too. And they absolutely said, bring her. She's so very welcome. And then other places in Chicago found out about not getting to see Ann. And so the people of Edison Park, Hubert with Troy Realty, Tavern on the Point, they said, no, we're going to make sure this happens. So Saturday as well, from 11 to 3, in Edison Park, they're actually going to be welcoming Ann, and we're going to have a rally there as well. So between the GOP on Friday and Edison Park on Saturday, I hope that it's going to be an amazing experience for Andorn and the people of Chicago.
Before people barrage us with emails, where's it going to be on Saturday? Where in Edison Park?
The address is 6649 North Oliphant. Okay. And it's Chicago, but it's right there on that line of Edison Park. So it looks like it's Edison Park, but I think the actual address is Chicago, 60631.
So you've spent some time with Andorn. Just tell us about her and how she's coping.
She is one of the most amazing and inspiring and strong people I've ever had the privilege of meeting in my life. I met her because she was doing the Peace March in St. Louis, and we said, we're going to be there to support you. So my team and I went down there, and we marched with her and Kim Kowalski, who's another Gold Star wife, whose husband was shot, and it ultimately led to his death as well. But she's just an inspiration, and everything that you could imagine you would think about her as a person based on her event in when she was at the RNC is absolutely true. She's an inspiring person.
And what's the response and the participation you get from police officers when you do these events, too? I would think that you get a lot of feedback from law enforcement in terms of appreciation that they know that there are people out there that are not just laying down in the face of the lawlessness that some politicians are laying down in the face of.
Absolutely. There now. So any words of kindness to them, it goes a long way.
Have you guys had any experience with counter-protesters or worse during these events?
We have. We've at the Grant Park event, we had counter-protesters there that, they banged on their pots and pans, but CPD was there. They kept everything under control. I would have to say, honestly, more than the physical, there are certain, and I won't say all, but there are certain elements of other organizations that like to, put your information out there, for others to see. They like to be a little bit mean with their words. I don't really even know how to explain it, but that's honestly probably been the scarier part, even so much than the physical, because like I said, the police are very adept. They're very good at their job, so they're good at keeping crowds controlled and away from each other.
Have you had any pushback from county health officials who don't want large gatherings and, because Will and Kankakee counties are still, in phase 3 where you can't have bars open or indoor dining?
They just, instead of giving me problems in the places that do allow me to have them, they just won't let me do them. See, we try to do things legally. We try to do things the right way, and abide by whatever rules. So if they tell me no for whatever reason, I don't argue that, but it's a little frustrating though, because there's other people who don't abide by those rules and just show up wherever they want. And then, there's never any pushback. So, it's definitely when you try to do things the right way, it can be harder and it can be a little bit more, disincentivizing, especially when you're trying to encourage people to do the right thing and come together and, make positive changes.
And how do these events get put together in terms of just the resources necessary to bring speakers in, to put on events? I assume you're not receiving 6- and 7-figure checks from corporate America.
No, sir. Honestly, when we started this, everything came out of pocket and still does for the most part. I am a nonprofit organization, so, we're trying to raise money to do more because at the end of the day, our goal is to not just do these events, but, if officers or people in the community are injured or need help, we want to be able to support them in other ways as well. But it's still in the working, so we're hoping that eventually we can get, some larger donators and sponsors and be able to be more of an assistance, and a positive influence in the community. But for right now, most of it we're doing out of pocket.
Well, and why did you decide to get involved and be proactive as opposed to just sitting down and letting somebody else do it?
I had a conversation with God and I said, my heart is breaking, watching things happening across the country to our police officers, our first responders, and to our community. I was raised to believe that we all have value, and life has value, and to see people turning against each other and turning against police officers who sworn to protect them, that to me, there's a better way to do this. There's a better way for us to come together and make positive changes. And I wanted to be a part of that. So, and I've got skin in the game. I have family members who are police officers, federal agents, my sister's in the Navy, my brother's in the Air Force. So I want a future for our children where all of those professions are still considered the highest honor and that, we all respect each other and we find peace throughout the country.
She is Ashley Ramos. She's the organizer with Back the Blue, and we've got 2 events that we're talking about. Again, just to repeat, take these down, take note. GOPJamboree.com, the website where you get tickets for the event on Friday. This is at Canoe Farms in Homer Glen. Sheriff David Clark, David Dorn's widow, Ann Dorn, as we were discussing, and many others. And then again, the event in Edison Park on Saturday from 11 to 3. Ashley is where? Give us the details there again.
6649 North Oliphant.
And what is that, Ashley? What's the landmark there?
There's the Notre Dame. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what that building's called. It's right by a train station. There's a tavern on the point is close by. There's a pizza place. It's pretty easy to find. It's right by the train station.
Right by the train station, Edison Park. Okay.
11 to 3.
Right, yeah.
And that's just a free event for people to show up.
Absolutely. And like I said, there's restaurants and all kinds of vendors who are coming out, donating their time just to give Ann a good welcome and be part of the community. So it'll definitely be a great time.
Very good. All right. Homer Glen on Friday, Edison Park on Saturday. Good luck with both events. Ashley Ramos, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks. And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
If you're talking about it, Dan and Amy are talking about it. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
The Springfield politicians are pushing a constitutional amendment on the November ballot.
It would give the General Assembly new powers to drastically change income taxes in Illinois.
If passed, Springfield politicians would have the power to create an unlimited number of tax brackets and raise income rates on every group of taxpayers at will, including middle-income families.
Their tax hike amendment would approve in advance any future tax increases politicians